In modern life, that strength translates into composure, the ability to stay grounded when emotions rise, when attraction stirs, and when uncertainty tests your patience. Because the truth is, the woman you're drawn to is not testing your charm. She's testing your stillness. In this video, we'll explore 7 attraction signals women give. But through the lens of Stoicism, you'll learn not just how to notice these signals, but how to respond with clarity, respect, and quiet confidence, the kind of energy that naturally draws people in. Let's begin. The signal of comfort. She feels safe in your presence. The first sign that a woman wants you to make a move isn't flirtation, it's ease. She relaxes around you. She's not guarded. She laughs, she opens up, she shares parts of herself without fear. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." In attraction, this means your calm presence becomes her permission to let go of tension. When you are not restless, she doesn't need to be defensive. In practice, if she seeks your company without expecting entertainment, if she stays near you in silence and still feels at peace, and that's not coincidence, that's comfort. Stoic lesson. Women respond to the emotional climate you create. When your energy is composed, she feels safe. When your energy is chaotic, she retreats. Apply this. Cultivate inner calm before social connection. Before you speak or act, breathe. Let your tone slow down. Confidence isn't loud, it's steady. In a world obsessed with attraction tricks, quick signals, and exaggerated confidence, few men understand that the most powerful form of attraction is not created through words, looks, or gestures. It's created through comfort. When a woman feels safe in your presence, not physically, but emotionally and energetically, that's when genuine connection begins to form. It's the quiet sign that tells you she's letting her guard down, that her instincts recognize calmness in you rather than chaos. This kind of comfort isn't about being nice or trying to please her. It's about being centered. It's about the kind of peace you radiate when your mind and emotions are under your control. The Stoic foundation of emotional safety, Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." These words hold the essence of attraction. Freedom in Stoicism means self-command, the ability to remain steady regardless of what happens around you. When a man masters himself, he becomes unshakable. His words are not hurried, his energy isn't scattered, and his emotions aren't easily provoked. That steadiness is rare and deeply comforting. Women, like all humans, can sense the inner state of others. You can pretend to be confident, but you can't fake inner calm. If your peace is real, it can be felt. And that peace, when genuine, becomes an environment, one where trust and comfort grow naturally. Why comfort matters more than charm. Charm attracts attention. Comfort sustains connection. In the beginning, anyone can catch the eye, but only a grounded presence can quiet another person's nervous system. When a woman feels comfortable with you, she can be herself. She doesn't feel judged, rushed, or pressured to perform. Her laughter becomes natural, her tone softens, her eyes stop scanning for danger, because on a deeper level she senses stability. That stability doesn't come from external success. It comes from emotional discipline, the ability to stay calm even when attraction or tension is present. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." In other words, peace is a decision, not a reaction. The man who practices stoic calm doesn't need to control the moment. He controls his interpretation of the moment. This quiet mastery is what allows others to relax around him. Modern life example. Imagine this. You're sitting with a woman at a cafe. The conversation slows down. She hesitates before speaking. Many men would rush to fill the silence and afraid of awkwardness, but a stoic man allows the silence to exist. He doesn't panic or force laughter. He's comfortable in the pause. That stillness communicates something powerful. I don't need to prove myself. I'm here, and I'm at peace. That single quality, peaceful presence, makes her feel safe to speak freely, to be authentic, to let the mask drop. Because comfort doesn't come from what you say. It comes from how you exist in the moment. The Stoic's understanding of safety to a Stoic. Safety is not about control. It's about trust in reason. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality. When people feel unsafe, it's often because of the unknown, uncertainty, fear of judgment, or anticipation of harm. But a man guided by Stoic philosophy doesn't amplify fear. He simplifies it. He makes moments feel lighter, not heavier. His composure shows that nothing needs to be forced, and no situation needs to spiral out of control. In his presence, others feel that same stability. That's why true safety doesn't come from dominance, it comes from self-governance." How to create comfort. The Stoic way. Listen. Without interrupting, most people don't listen. They wait to respond. When you truly listen, with full attention and without judgment, people feel seen. Speak with measured calmness. Stoics practiced restraint in speech. Slow, deliberate words show control. You don't have to be robotic, just intentional. Don't rush. Emotional space. Attraction grows in silence as much as in speech. Allow moments to breathe. Let her words settle before responding. Be predictable in integrity. Stoicism values consistency. When your values don't shift with mood or circumstance, people learn they can rely on you. That's real safety. Cultivate inner stillness. Practice reflection. Journal like Marcus Aurelius did. Calmness isn't learned in conversation, it's built in solitude. Why women respond to emotional safety. Modern life is noisy. Everyone's performing, posting, reacting. To feel safe around someone is now a rare experience. When you embody stillness, you stand out, not because you're trying to, but because your peace contrasts with the world's noise. That peace tells her, you don't have to be anyone else right now. And when someone feels that level of acceptance, connection naturally deepens. The Stoic reflection. True masculinity, according to Stoicism, is not aggression, it's restraint. It's not control over others, it's control over self. When a woman feels comfortable around you, it's not because of what you've done to impress her, it's because she senses the strength in your calmness and the quiet message that says, I am not moved by chaos. I am steady. That steadiness is magnetic. It's timeless. It's what Marcus Aurelius called the tranquility that comes from a well-ordered mind. The signal of investment. She initiates small moments. A Stoic man doesn't chase every signal, he observes. Seneca wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. In attraction, opportunity is subtle. She finds small reasons to connect, a text, a question, a smile across the room. It's not grand or dramatic. It's human curiosity seeking safety." Modern example. A woman might comment on something small, your book, your demeanor, your thoughts, not to flatter you, but to see if you notice her presence. The Stoic approach. Don't rush, don't assume. Respond with attention, not eagerness. Because when a Stoic man recognizes interest, he doesn't inflate his ego. He practices gratitude. He honors the connection without attachment. Application. Next time she reaches out first, even in a small way, slow down. A simple, grounded response shows awareness without neediness. That calm reply says more than overexcited words ever could. In a world where attention is scattered and distractions are endless, genuine interest often reveals itself in the smallest ways. It's not always grand gestures or bold confessions that show connection. Sometimes, it's a simple message, a thoughtful question, or a quiet moment of shared silence. This is what the Stoics would call a signal of investment, when someone begins to invest their time, energy, or focus into your presence. It's not about possession. It's not even about romance. It's about the subtle act of choosing to show up, again and again, in small but meaningful ways. What it truly means when a woman initiates small moments here, when she starts a conversation, asks about your day, or finds ways to stay connected, she's not just being polite. She's testing the space between you. She's seeing whether that space feels calm or chaotic, whether it welcomes her presence or drains it. This act of reaching out is quiet but powerful. It means she senses stability in you. And stability, to the Stoic mind, is one of the rarest and most attractive qualities a person can possess. Seneca once wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." In relationships and attraction, those opportunities often come disguised as small, ordinary moments. Moments that most people overlook because they're too busy chasing something louder, faster, or more dramatic. But the Stoic sees differently. The Stoic knows that meaning is found not in grand displays, but in quiet consistencies. The Stoic understanding of connection to the Stoics. The quality of a relationship depends less on what's said, and more on the presence behind it. When someone initiates, they're offering a piece of their attention, the most valuable thing any human being can give. In the eyes of Marcus Aurelius, that's not something to take lightly, he wrote. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If she chooses to include you in her thoughts, even briefly, it means something in your presence encourages calm reflection, not anxiety. And that's what Stoicism is all about. Cultivating inner peace so that others feel peace around you. When you carry composure within, you don't have to chase connection. It comes to you naturally. How modern men misinterpret this signal too. Many men mistake small gestures for signs of deep attachment. Or worse, they try to analyze them endlessly. But that's not the Stoic way. A Stoic doesn't react to every signal. He observes them with clarity. He doesn't assume meaning. He lets it unfold. Epictetus taught, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." When you start overthinking every message or glance, you turn natural connection into internal chaos. Instead, see these moments as what they are, expressions of interest, not guarantees of outcome. Your task is not to control them, but to meet them with calm awareness. How to respond like a Stoic when someone invests small moments in you. Don't rush to return them with intensity or expectation. Simply acknowledge with presence. Here's how. Be fully there. When she speaks, listen without trying to predict or plan your next response. The Stoic way is to observe before you act. Show steady gratitude. Gratitude doesn't mean gushing. Appreciation, when it's quiet recognition, a warm tone, a calm smile, or a thoughtful reply is often enough. Avoid neediness. Stoicism teaches self-sufficiency. You can value her presence without depending on it. If she reaches out, appreciate it, but remain grounded whether she does or not. A calm demeanor builds trust over time. Respond with the same steadiness no matter how often she reaches out. This teaches her that your peace is not situational. It's who you are. The lesson beneath the signal of investment is not about pursuit. It's about reciprocal peace. When a woman feels comfortable enough to initiate moments with you, she's recognizing something safe in your energy. Your stillness gives her permission to open up gradually. The Stoics understood that influence comes not from force, but from alignment. You don't attract others by trying to impress them. You attract them by living in accordance with your values. Marcus Aurelius captured this truth when he said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." So when she takes that small step toward you and a message, a gesture, a shared laugh, meet it not with ego, but with grace. Because the small moments are where true connection begins. Modern reflection. In today's digital world, where attention is currency and communication is often shallow, a small gesture carries even more meaning. When someone pauses to connect with you intentionally, that's an act of investment, and it deserves a response grounded in respect, not reaction. Being Stoic in these moments doesn't mean being distant. It means being anchored. You value her initiative without letting it dictate your peace. You appreciate her presence while staying rooted in your own purpose. In simpler words, if she initiates small moments, it's a quiet invitation not to act impulsively, but to stay aware. She's saying, "I feel something calm in your presence. Let's see where it leads." And your task, as a Stoic man, is to guard that calm, not for her approval, but because it is your nature. In the end, the signal of investment is not about decoding hidden messages. It's about recognizing mutual effort, small steps toward connection, grounded in peace. When you respond to those moments with steadiness, gratitude, and grace, you embody the timeless truth of Stoicism. To be calm is to be powerful. The signal of attention. Her eyes seek you out, Marcus Aurelius observed. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In attraction, the eyes reveal that color. When a woman is drawn to you, her attention gravitates toward you. Even in a crowded room, it's not always obvious. Sometimes it's fleeting glances. Sometimes it's the way she listens, deeply, attentively, when you speak. Stoic interpretation. Her gaze isn't about lust. It's about presence meeting presence. She's drawn not to what you do, but to the stability behind your movements. Modern example. At a gathering, you notice her eyes finding you more than once. Instead of reacting impulsively, stay composed. Maintain calm awareness. Why this matters. Women are instinctively drawn to grounded attention. Because in a noisy world, silence is rare. Application. When she looks at you, hold eye contact with stillness. Don't break it with overconfidence or self-doubt. Let your silence say, I see you, and I'm not in a rush. That's masculine calm, the language of certainty. The signal of trust. She shares her inner world. Epictetus taught that people reveal themselves through what they value. When a woman opens up about her dreams, fears, or frustrations, and it's not casual, it's trust being offered in small, meaningful doses. Stoic understanding. Trust is a sacred currency. The wise man never demands it. He earns it through consistency. Modern example. She confides something personal, her struggle with family, her ambitions, her past. If your first reaction is to fix it, you miss the point. What she's asking for isn't advice. It's presence. Stoic lesson. To listen without judgment is an act of strength. To stay still while someone becomes vulnerable is the mark of maturity. Application. When she shares something deep, don't rush to speak. Let silence breathe between her words. Then respond with empathy, not solution. Your calm listening builds attraction more than any compliment could. The signal of testing. She challenges your composure. Every Stoic understood that virtue is tested by discomfort. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In attraction, women sometimes test men, not to play games, but to see if your calm is real. She might tease you, question you, or act distant for a moment. She's not being cruel. She's checking if your steadiness depends on her approval. Stoic view. If your peace collapses under pressure, it was never real peace. Application. When you feel that subtle test, stay grounded, smile gently. Respond with humor, not defensiveness. This shows you're anchored in yourself, not swayed by emotion. Women are drawn to the man who remains unshaken, not because he's indifferent, but because he's secure. The signal of reciprocity. She mirrors your energy. Seneca once said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Attraction thrives in mutual reflection. When she starts mirroring your posture, tone, or rhythm of speech, it's an unconscious sign of connection. Stoic interpretation. The energy you carry becomes the energy she reflects. If your presence is calm, her behavior aligns with it. If your presence is erratic, she mirrors that too. Modern example. You speak slowly, she begins matching your pace. You sit back relaxed, she mirrors that comfort. Application. Use this as a reminder that your inner world sets the tone for all your interactions. If you want attraction to grow, focus not on what she's doing, but on the energy you're emitting. Practical Stoic exercise. Before entering a social situation, pause and breathe deeply 3 times. Ask yourself, what energy am I offering right now? Peace attracts peace. The signal of presence. She wants to stay in the moment. Marcus Aurelius urged, confine yourself to the present. In attraction, presence is magnetic. When she finds reasons to extend time with you, to walk slower, to stay after the conversation, to not end the moment, she's signaling something deeper. She's saying, I like how I feel around you. Stoic reflection. Presence is the truest form of connection. It cannot be faked, and it cannot be forced. Modern example. If she lingers after saying goodbye, or prolongs conversation that could have ended, That's presence choosing presence. Application. Don't rush to close the moment. Stay calm, grounded, and let the interaction breathe. Attraction grows not in pursuit, but in peaceful tension. The Stoic move. When to act. The final signal isn't something she gives. It's something you earn through awareness. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." When multiple signals align, comfort, attention, trust, presence, that's when action becomes natural, not forced. A Stoic man doesn't make a move out of desperation or guessing. He acts when clarity replaces confusion. He moves when stillness meets opportunity. Modern example. The right moment feels unrushed. You sense calm mutuality, not nervous energy. Then a gentle gesture, a clear invitation, or a meaningful conversation feels organic. The Stoic principle. Action guided by reason, not impulse, always honors both. People. Closing reflection. The Stoic way of attraction. Attraction is not a performance, it's a reflection of how grounded you are in your own nature. Women sense that deeply. They feel when a man's confidence comes from inner peace rather than outer validation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one."